Hello everyone. Our guest of the month is Racheli Langford, who's just written a book with a fascinating title, Wanted, A Knight in Shining Armour. Hello Rachel.
Hi.
How did you come to combine neuroscience with blind dating?
Religious blind date means dealing a lot with the heavy social pressure accompanying a girl to the date. Religious people don't just date for fun, they date to marry. So they have to go over this issue in order to reach a conclusion as soon as possible. They don't date for a long time. And one purpose of the book is to let the public know that neuroscience not only explains why we act the way we act, but it also gives us clues, tips, ways to control what we do and think, and to choose to experience things differently if we like to.
If you got experience and if you know what to do or not what to wear or which perfume or what, is it possible to change the course of events, or is this is something that's going on in your brain you can't do anything about?
No, you actually can. I found many explanations in the brain to different behaviors in blind dates, which I myself went through. So I started to make the connections, and I found, for example, that one fascinating connection between neuroscience and blind dates is the nonverbal communication going on via the olfactory system. Let's say these two people sitting there talking to each other, they are probably not aware that the perfume they wear tells so much about them, much more than they tell about themselves. If we think of the smell, the sense of smell, this is actually the shortest anatomical way to the brain, because the top of our nose is actually the bottom surface of our brain. So smelling a perfume, the molecules of the perfume go straight to the brain, inducing an immediate response. And if we take an example, let's say the Chanel perfume, they are very aware of the influence it has on the male brain, and they use a substance called ylang, which goes straight to the brain and influence sexual and physical attraction areas, making the conversation and the attractions between those two people more pleasant.
Okay, but that Chanel number 5 may not have been her choice. Maybe her mother said, "Oh, just before you leave, let me spray you," and it's actually the mother's choice. So
Exactly. Those are the little problems getting prepared for the date, because it's the perfume you wear, it's the clothes you wear, it's actually the period of the month you're in, because your date partner can actually wear no perfume at all, but being in the right period of the month, you can actually be more attracted to that man smelling his natural odor.
Do you believe in love at first sight? Is it possible to fall in love? For example, that young couple over there, is it possible that they can actually fall in love today?
Yes, they might fall in love at first sight. It happens. It all begins in the brain. There is a fascinating correlation found between eye movements and emotional and cognitive states. These two people might experience a pleasant conversation or a miscommunication. If we analyze listening, listening is not just using your ears and attention. Listening has to do a lot with eye movements. If the person in front of you, let's say this guy, explain something to this girl and his eyes are pointing upwards, if at that exact minute she will ask him about his feelings, they can come to miscommunication, because he is in a visual state of mind and she is pointing to an emotional state. So being aware of those tips, that's only one example out of thousands. They can actually navigate the conversation to places that are comfortable for both.
So how was the book accepted by the public? What sort of responses have you had?
The book is still just in Hebrew. I hope it will be translated soon. It was accepted in the public in many groups here in Israel and among Hebrew speakers abroad. Men were happy to hear about the feminine side of the date. Divorced men were happy to get tips for what they should correct when they go out with women so they won't go over the same mistakes. And religious girls were very happy that to know that they're not alone in this dating scene, which is very stressful, embarrassing, whatever. And they started telling me their own stories, like we are all in the same boat. Yeah, exactly.
Rachel, you're a beautiful young woman of 27, Orthodox, educated. Why hasn't it happened for you?
Well, it has many nuances in this subject. It's not only the religious status, it's not only the external appearance, it's the chemistry going on between, obviously, the chemistry going on between us two. And many guys find it threatening, a little bit threatening, that a girl has a career and has published a book and is learning neuroscience instead of just being a teacher. So it's like eliminating between all those, but not compromising. And that's another message of my book, like making the right decision at your own time, let alone all the conclusions you have to come to by yourself, not considering all the social pressure from the environment, the parents, the matchmakers, etc. And I can conclude this example with the last sentence of my book: let us choose the way to choose a partner in life.
Thank you, Rachel, and good luck with the book.
Thank you very much.
Matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Night after night in the dark, I'm alone.